Welcome to Company Happy number 2. This is my final video for tonight on topics involving anything fucking political. So this is not a political video, actually. This is a video that I promised that I was going to make. Because in comparison, I need you guys to be here while I do this. So you Google and see if this thing's going to work. Oh, what the fuck. That is not what I want. Let's see. Side by side. Take off Trump and Dr. That's a comma, not a period. Dr. Umar Johnson. Two of the most racist motherfuckers on the planet. But they won't give me a side-by-side. Oh, hold on. They might. Yeah, they don't give me a side-by-side. Alright, because that ain't what I want. Get off his pick. Alright. God damn it. I fucking hate technology. If I didn't need it. Alright. Give me a damn decent picture. Alright. So for those who don't know. Let's see. No. What's that? That's fracked up. I want to find a decent picture so I don't make the guy look like a complete scallywag. And I would say the same if I could find a decent picture of Trump. Alright. Ah, well. Okay. Nope, can't do them both at the same time. But what I can do is turn this camera around so as you can see, because they're like Trump's on his right. These two. That's Trump and that's Umar Johnson. Now, let's break this shit down. Because I did this video earlier and I'm going to piss off everyone. My rear is sore, so I'm going to have to stand up now. I'm going to have to get back in that chair come school time tomorrow. So let's close this out. Put it to sleep. Alright. So earlier today, I touched on this, and I'm going to touch on it again. And I'm going to piss y'all all off. Alright? Damn it. I got to adjust something before I can put this over there. Alright. Almost ready. Alright. Let's try it again. I'm going to have to readjust that. It's going to have to wait. So Umar Johnson. Black power. Donald Trump. White power. Umar Johnson. Undercover racist. Donald Trump. Undercover racist. Only to those whose race he has not effectively hit yet. Which means all of y'all who are supporting him due to your wallet, you get a free pass. But all of y'all who are supporting him and don't think that the shit that he says is racist about Pocahontas and the Chinese virus, then I'm sadly going to say this. You're a touch bit ignorant, and I'm sorry. Now, Umar Johnson doesn't like people like me because we exist. Because I come from white ancestry as well as Native American ancestry and black ancestry, and he doesn't want my non-black custodial parent or non-black grandparent to come anywhere on his property. He doesn't want teachers that are of different colors to teach at his school. He only wants black power speeches heard. He only wants black kids at his school. Half-breeds are accepted, but he doesn't want their non-black custodial parent to do anything there at the school. I know you're all thinking, why are you on Umar Johnson? He's a black man. Why are you doing this? Because he's a black man. He's a black man. I wanted to point out a fact, because I'm part Native American, part black, and part white. I didn't want you guys to just think that I was going to just ride Donald Trump for this video. Oh, I'm going to get to Trump. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. But Umar Johnson, see, I had mad respect for what he was doing right up until that point where he says, I don't think you should date out of your race. I think that you need a strong black woman to understand your struggle. As if other people that are not black haven't struggled. Native Americans struggle way further than black people. It may not seem that way because what's not written down in your history books doesn't mean that shit didn't happen. I understand how they don't talk about white slavery, which is called indentured servants. They don't talk about that. They don't tell how white slaves suffered, how white slaves were raped on boats and shit like that. They don't tell y'all about that shit. When you're in grade school, in kindergarten, in high school, you gotta learn that shit in college. You gotta actually pick up a fucking book and read it. You can't just Google that shit. You literally have to read that shit. And if you don't pick up if you don't pick up a bio, then you don't know what's going on. Alright? Roots with Alex Haley talks about his daddy side, and Queen talks about Alex Haley's mother's side and how he was biracial. But Mr. Johnson doesn't mind biracial kids, but he wants all black kids. Now, this is how racism spreads. This is how racism sparks, because no one's going to know what he's going to teach these black kids in the school of black youth, because he wants to be Charles Xavier with a flash drop of Magneto. I understand where I'm going with that. If you didn't understand the X-Men reference, then you need to go read the X-Men. But see, Umar Johnson doesn't want you to have an Asian teacher for Asian studies, because a black person who's been to Asia isn't an Asian person from Asia that can tell you how it works for them versus how it worked for a black person. Granted, it would be nice to know how Asia worked for a black person, but you still need to understand how it works for an Asian person, because you're only getting a third of the picture, and you're probably only going to get the racial side of the picture versus how it could actually be for both people to coexist. Now, let's go on over to Trump so I can end this video and spend my next hour playing Sarah Ryder, who I made out to be a Native American, only without the face paint. And Native Americans are biologically Asian. So, here's my Sarah Ryder. Her middle name is Koi, like the Japanese fish. It brings you luck. Now, our illustrious leader, who very well may be the president tomorrow, doesn't like Native Americans. Standing Rock was proof of that. The casinos was proof of that. And he would not apologize to the Central Park 7. And y'all think that I'm being too hard on him. And then there was the Kung Flu and the Chinese virus, and how he treated the Chinese reporter bluntly on live TV. So either me and 20% of the world was actually watching when that happened, or everybody else just decided, hey, plug up your ears, block out our eyes, we can't see the hell disguise. But it's no less racist than Dr. Umar Johnson not wanting white teachers, not wanting Asian teachers, not wanting your non-black custodial parent or guardian to pick you up from his all-black school. Black supremacy at its best. Same thing with Master Donald Trump at his best. At their heart of hearts, they are both supremacists. That's right. They are both supremacists. Umar Johnson's a black supremacist. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. And it's people like this that causes war amongst people like the rest of us. So while you're thinking, hey James, you're being incredibly rough on these two men. Am I? Why don't you sit back and try not to be biased like me towards these two guys and watch their videos. Watch what they say. Listen to how they talk Listen at how Umar Johnson talks down on white people and Asian people. We've already got living proof, and if you watch any of my videos of how Donald Trump looks down on Asian people with the Kung Flu and the Chinese virus, because that's racist as fuck. We know how he doesn't really like Native Americans, and he constantly calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, and once she proved that she had Native American DNA, oh, it did not stop. And then there's the Central Park Five, or black kids who were innocent, and he still, as a man, can't be wrong and can't say I'm sorry. And then I have people who are black that are diving at this man's feet. Those people have fat wallets, but they're not thinking about their other black brethren. And the same with the Asians. He hasn't reached your Asian yet. And for all of y'all who don't understand what that means, let me explain this to you, because if you've never been a victim of racism, welcome to the right damn channel. See, there are a lot of racist people out here that are black and white that don't like Asian people, regardless of what Asian they are. They just don't like Asian people. So it's okay if the president is calling them the Chinese virus or Kung Flu, and paranoia and fear-mongering kicks in. So I'm going to take this pick and I'm going to walk up to an Asian person and jab him in the throat, because our president says that the Kung Flu come from you. Now, that person that I stabbed might never have been to China. Hell, they might even be a Native American. But because Native Americans are biologically Asian, I didn't see that, while my racist black ass decided to take my pick and stab them. I could be a white guy, same fucking concept. But because I'm a devoted, racist underdog, I'm gonna follow our great leader, who won't denounce these groups, because they're both sides, and they're fine people on both sides. But nobody in his family was fucked up in Charlottesville. Nobody that he knew was plowed through in Charlottesville. That's why they were great people on both sides. A young lady who was white died for a black cause, but there were good people on both sides. The young man that killed her, who was also a white man, plowed through 90 some odd people, most of them black, some of them white, and a white lady loses her life for a black cause, but there were good people on both sides. White supremacy and black supremacy. And we're all caught in the middle. But instead of doing what's right, we're going to lean to this guy, or we're going to lean to that guy instead of making a fucking stand, because there are good people on both sides. Racism isn't good on any side. Let's get that out the way first. So if you are a racist and you are an honest racist, I can respect that, because I know where the fuck I stand with you. I know that knife's coming to my face. Versus where you are undercover racist or dishonest racist, where I don't get a say in when you're going to stab me with that knife. But I know that knife's going to come too little, too late. This is Kung Fu Happening number 2. You want to make a stand? Stand up against racism. All racism. Black on black racism. Black on white racism. Black on Asian racism. White on white racism. White on black racism. White on Asian racism. Asian on Asian racism. Asian on black racism. Asian on white racism. Fight racism. But I guess that's too much like the right thing to do for everybody to take a knee and realize that we all bleed red. We all brush our teeth. We all use soap and water to wash our ass. And deodorant so that we don't stink. Sometimes a little talcum powder, because you know you gotta get a little moisture. But I'm pissing y'all off because I refuse to follow a person that I have proven to be a racist. Both of them, actually. I will never follow Umar Johnson ever the fuck again, because he doesn't like people like me, who is part Cherokee, part black, and part white. Our president doesn't like people like me, who are part Cherokee, part black, and part white, and he damn sure don't like the full-blooded Native Americans, because Standing Rock proved that. Those casinos proved that. Calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas proved that. But I guess if you're following him for 3 reasons. You're lost and confused and you need a leader. Why not follow the great white hype? Or you're secretly a racist, or it's about your wallet being fat. Politics work like that. When Obama got voted in, it was mostly the black vote. Black people voted for him because they wanted to see a black president, and he tried to change shit, but nobody would let him. Same story can be said for Trump. Same story will be said for Trump. Except for the people like me who have sent you in directions of the racist stuff that he has said. But again, plug up our ears. Let's block our eyes. And let's call James a pack of fucking lies. Okay? That's your choice. Thanks for watching. I will rehash my honest racist. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight though. Thanks for watching.